Something that I wanted to add that I forgot in the video is that I used a tailgate assist for a 2022 to 2025 Ford Maverick. So I put a link to the listing in the description below, along with the ball studs that I used. That should be everything you need to follow along with the video. Okay, so here's everything that you need for the tailgate assist. So here's the actual damper. And we got these two plates that it comes with in the kit as well. This one I didn't end up using. This one you can possibly use if you don't want to use this threaded style ball mount. This one we are going to use. These I bought a pack of 5 for like $4 on Amazon. So you can get this one, pack of 5, along with this guy, which is like $18. So it ends up being like $23 for the whole, $23 for the whole setup. So I have 5/16 drill bit. This was for this guy I had to use. And then we need a number 13 socket. That one I've got right here. And then a T25. So the T25 is going to be first step, right? You want to take out the screws. There's one right here, one right here. These hold in the taillight. So once you get those screws out, this whole thing just has these 2 pins on the back. Just pull it forward, give it a little shimmy and pull it. It should come right out. So we got these 2, set those to the side. What I ended up doing was I drilled a hole 8 3/4 above this joint right here. So this is where the tailgate actually rides. So right off of the back of that rounded part, up 8 3/4, that's about right where I drilled this in. And then I went as far back as I could to the bed of this without the actual back of this damper getting caught. So it kind of sits there and rides free. Then the next part that I did was I took this plate. It's one whole piece. Here, I measured about 1 inch on either side, and I sliced it across with my porta band. Right, so you can either use a porta band, or you can get a skill saw with a metal cutting blade, or any other way you can think of, jigsaw, whatever, any kind of reciprocal, even a sawzall, right? Anything you can just get to slice that portion off. Right, you don't want it to be this long when you try and mount it onto the tailgate, because this pushes the ball too far forward, so that when you close the tailgate, it pushes the piston up further than it needs to go, and it ends up slamming into itself, so it won't let you close the tailgate fully. So you need to cut this section off so that it shortens that distance, right, between the pivot point of the tailgate and where this ball is. Last part that I needed was I had to drill this hole right here. I kind of just took the whole plate, slotted it in here, pushed it up against the back to hit this, and lined it up with where I thought that hole was. This is where that bolt is. Number 13 bolt sits right in there. So this plate, kind of line up, eyeball it, figure out where that hole is, and then drill another 5/16 hole. So this hole works perfectly. So I took this and I'll mount it right there real quick, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Okay, so that's what it looks like mounted up. I'm just gonna hit it with my number 13 socket. There we go. Nice and tight. And that's how it looks once it's sitting flat. And this is the area you can see. I cut off a bit more than I needed to, but this gives it plenty of room to actually sit just behind where that pivots. So now, last step is just this piston, right? And then you want to make sure that the top of the piston, which is the larger section, that stays up top. And then this inner tube, you want that on the lower end so that it stays nice and greased. So we put that in on the bottom first, then we pull this up, and then now that that's set, we can mount it on this top ball right here. So that should just pop right in. And there's actually this rubber kind of gives it like a nice groove for this to sit into. So right where the tailgate kind of hits into this rubber, this has like a nice little spot for that to snug into. One last note though, when I did this, I just kind of eyeballed this area right here, this gap. Just kind of keep an eye on the bottom of the piston. You want to make sure that when you're doing it, it doesn't close all the way. The piston doesn't close, before you're finished closing the tailgate, because then it's gonna lock into place. You're not gonna be able to like push it any further, and if you push it too hard, you could actually really damage the piston. So just make sure that there's still a little bit of the piston showing, or it closes all the way once you've finished closing the tailgate. Right? But other than that, that's the finished product.